So I haven't seen any good headlines, except for have you heard about that monolith that showed up in Colorado?
Yeah, it's the second one, right? Because there was one in somewhere else.
I
Nevada?
think so.
Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big is it?
It's like maybe 7 feet tall, 8 feet, maybe. Probably
Okay.
7. Probably 7.
I saw a garbage angle of it. It looked like a USB stick. I was like, is that a
It
monolith?
totally is a USB stick. Yeah, it looks just like that. Yeah.
But it looked like the size of a USB stick. I was like,
Right. Right.
it's like somebody just planted that in the ground and then took a picture of it.
Yeah.
7 feet tall though, that's pretty big. Is
It's
it a
tall. I mean,
giant USB stick
yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's got a lot of
for
gigs.
aliens?
It's got gigs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's very inexplicable. Like it's kind of like it's like posted into a concrete block. So somebody had to have at some point gone up there and poured a concrete slab for it
Huh.
to be screwed into. And I don't know if that was there before. Yeah.
Huh. Where
So
is it?
so it's like north of Fort Collins a bit, like northeast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
Like Fort
either one of you
Fort
guys went to go
Lupton-ish?
see it?
Or no,
I got to stand outside of the gate and see it from there.
There's a gate. They
there's a
built a
gate?
gate around it.
Yeah, so it's private property. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But it's just on top of this hill, so like you can see it from like the highway going north. Yeah.
Did did that
interesting.
did that guy do it?
I
Huh.
haven't heard the full story. I mean, so
Huh.
far, I mean, I've heard the theories, but I haven't heard a definitive, oh, this is who did it and why, you know?
Huh. All right.
Interesting. So that's interesting.
Why are we doing this? Why are we erecting monuments in 2024? Like, what is the? Because
I,
like the Vegas one, they don't know who did it either, right? And it's like a mirror, it's like a
yeah, yeah.
square
Yeah,
mirror
it's
type
very
of thing.
shiny. Because there was one
Yeah,
in Utah, there was one in Las Vegas.
yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting, but I I feel like it's a prank. It's got to be a prank, right?
It just like I don't know enough about it. Is the Vegas one like is that on private property or can you like go up and touch it? Like does it do anything?
I think you could go up to the Utah one, but I don't know. I no, I think it's just a slab of metal.
Huh.
That's all it is.
That's a dumb prank.
Yeah, but it goes viral every time it happens. You know.
Is
Yeah,
that what we
but
do it for then? Is it the gram? Is that what we're erecting fucking monuments for so we can, I don't know, plug our pyramid scheme into the hashtags?
I guess so.
there are
Yeah.
much better ways to go internet famous, man. You could shoot up an elementary school.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With
People
a
do
bump
that.
stock. With a bump stock, because the Supreme Court said, oh, those things are
That's
cool.
right.
It's
It's
fine.
felony. Yeah.
No, they reversed it.
Did
They
they?
reversed it. You can legally own a bump stock now
No shit.
and just pump out kids
Yeah.
on a
Just
fucking Mandalay
round
Bay,
after
dude. Just
round.
yeah, fuck Toby Keith, dude. It's
Pray
fucking
and
bullshit
pray,
music.
bro. Pray and pray. Oh.
Do you think that's the new like consolation prize whenever you try to get an abortion and they say you can't have that?
But
But it's like
when the stress of raising a child is too much, you've got this.
you get
Here's a cup.
they call it your baby bump stock. There you go. It's your push present.
Well, that's just terrible.
Your kid's gonna need this in 15 years.
Especially when your internet goes out. How fucking dare you cancel my internet, mom?
It's behind glass on your wall. It says like break in case of being grounded. Well, I got a couple. I actually have more than a couple, so I'll chill on it. This one, I just saw this one, I think, either today or yesterday. And I feel like this comes around every year for the past like 2 or 3 years, but every time it does, terrifies me to no end. Just the headline says, these giant parachuting spiders are spreading rapidly in the U.S.
Oh yeah, I've heard it. They're going up. They're going up east in like Vermont or something, or Maryland, and they think they're coming to New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The spiders sent in the paratroopers?
Yeah, they have their own airborne division.
Man, this is their planet. We just live on it.
Spiders freak me the fuck out.
Yeah, dude. They're
Oh,
everywhere you are on the planet, you are no more than 10 feet away from a spider.
that reminds me. That reminds me. Here's a fun little thought experiment. Do you think there are more eyes or more legs in the world?
I'm gonna go with eyes. I'm gonna
go with eyes because of fish.
Yeah, but what about millipedes?
Oh,
fuck, man! I was thinking flies and dragonflies. You get like fucking 1,000 per. Damn.
I was thinking a lot of fish have eyes but no legs.
Most fish, I think.
In
some
fact,
would say all of them.
Some would say all. Yeah, some would say all of the fish don't have legs. That's kind of one of the defining features.
See, because I thought eyes at first too, but then I thought ants. I mean, that's 6-2 right there, just on a single ant.
Fuck. They might just have it on the numbers. But how many eyes does a spider have? 8, right?
Yeah, so that cancels out.
1.
That zeroes it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Millipedes and centipedes. That's a great argument.
Even caterpillars.
Do they even have eyes?
I feel like there's fish and coral that have arguably more than one eye. You know, like for instance, I've seen like sponges that have like all these crazy tentacle eye things that just are like eye stalks, and when they like get photosensitive or whatever, they pull back into the sponge. So I mean, I feel like there's that ocean equivalent of that, probably.
Sure. But then also, speaking of the ocean, what about crabs and lobsters?
They got 2 for 6.
Yeah.
Or 8, right?
I think so, yeah.
They're technically arachnids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it, dude. I don't like crabs and lobsters. They freak me the fuck out, dude.
Dude, I love eating them, but like, no, I'm not trying to fuck around with lobster in real life.
Yeah, I don't like that.
This is a great question. I think I'm gonna go legs. You convinced me with legs.
I gotta go legs, I think.
I'm going eyes.
Going eyes.
Because insects. Insects are like the most in there. Yeah, I guess millipedes, but I don't know how many millipedes there are. There's like billions of dragonflies, though. And they've been around for
ants. I mean, they say that the biomass of the insects on the planet outweighs the human mass by like 10 to 1.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, every little flying insect I've encountered in squash has 6 legs. So, like, fuck. I mean, how do you count a fly's eye? Is a fly's eye like 1,000 per one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
flies and dragonflies,
or what the fuck ever. Yeah.
Yeah, flies and dragonflies. I think they have like what's called compound eyes, but are each one of those eyes, or are they just?
But it's essentially 1,000 eyes in one, right?
Yeah,
I think they count them. Animal doctors and stuff with PhDs. They count them because they have individual like receptors for each of those.
Yeah.
That's true. Did you know that dragonflies are the world's most effective hunters? They have like a success rate of like 98%.
Who are?
Dragonflies?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Josh, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking to my thing. Turn the light on.
Talking to my
her name's Jemima.
I've heard house cats are murderers too.
All cats, dude.
Like I've heard that out of like the feline world, house cats, the domestic house cat makes more kills based on like killing insects or mice or rodents or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, house cats take the cake in kills on average.
That's got yeah,
but
I think that's got to be true.
man, dragonfly. I would not have guessed that.
Dragonflies are cool as shit, dude.
That's what you said, right? Does
Yeah.
that kill right? Wow.
Yeah, like 98% success rate.
Yeah.
Which I guess, yeah, I don't really know how they.
Maybe it's because they spend so much time ninjaing around, Like,
Dude, that makes sense.
Like pick and choose their target. I'm only taking the one I know I can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they just happen to be in environments with just like slower, shittier bugs.
Huh.
You know?
What do they eat? They eat other bugs then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just like flies and ants and shit, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably moths.
Ooh, moths.
Yeah.
Like a flavor blasted goldfish, man, a real dusty treat.
Yeah, dude. Insect style, right? They're the inventors of the flaming hot Cheeto.
Yeah. Cleaning off the dust off their little dragonfly legs.
Right. You find an extra spicy caterpillar. Yeah. It's on.
All right. Should we just move on?
Yeah, probably. We're not going to solve that one. That was a great question, though. Great question.
I have too many articles, man. I'll save them for later. I got a bunch of good ones, but we gotta move on. Let's move on. Who's ready for a song? Hold.
Oh, breeze!
Hold, brothers!
Turn it up, let's start the show. Voting for the greatest.
I forget how
the gold is here. Gonna make it clear who's the best of all time. Let's cheer from the legends of the past to the stars of today. We're gonna break it down in a big, bold way. Who's got the talent? Who's got the skill? The gold is gonna rise, gonna give you a thrill. We'll debate and discuss, we'll make our case about the ones who've left their mark, the ones with grace. From musicians to athletes, from actors to writers, the gold will crown, ignited our fire.
Welcome to the Vote Goats, the only show that brings together three animals to fight for your votes. I'm JD, and today joining me is...
Clamp.
And Kendrick Lamar.
Damn, bringing the beef today. All right. Please remember to visit our website when it gets up. And if you'd like to leave us a voicemail, call us at 202-827-6031. Without further ado, let's jump into Craigslist Price is Right, hosted by our favorite, the Heavies.
The Heavies, what up, girl? Shout outs to you, my favorite gazooms on the planet. First one coming your way.
I too appreciate your areolas.
I like reading those bumps like Braille.
They just say boo, 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 boo.
They say, no, not tonight, I have a headache.
That comes with time. Yeah, change texture after kids.
And I go, joke's on you, I got the second base already. Hey, around. And I go, jerk off in the closet.
Story of my life.
All right, you guys got the first one.
I mean, realistically, it's two planters.
That's a good deal.
It's a good deal. Two for the price of one.
So, I assume...
I don't know if I want my plants haunting me.
Oh, they come alive at night.
Yeah. I've seen Toy Story enough times.
I was just going to say, this looks like after Sid got arrested and he has an ankle monitor because he's on house arrest and he needs something to do.
Right. But those are pot plants instead. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gardening. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Oh, dude. Yeah, no, Sid took the pandemic super seriously, man. Yeah, he really got into it. I want to see how he bakes sourdough bread too.
I don't even know what they would want for this.
I don't like. I mean, it's creepy to me that they like left the shoes on, but the rest of the clothes are gone.
Yeah, yeah.
I keep thinking that little like spring thing hanging down is like underwear.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna say that, man. It looks like leopard print panties at first glance, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking gross. Gross all around.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, were you hating on leopard print panties?
No, just these ones. Fuck hell.
Just the ones on babies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know enough about plants. Do these planters come with the plants? Are those just demonstration plants? Do you have to buy your own soil?
Yeah, right?
And now that you have two, that sounds like a burden. You got to take care of them.
Fucking, and then where do I put this? It needs adequate sunlight, but not too much.
And also, it can't be in like a prominently displayed window because then people will
right.
see it.
Otherwise, you get the cops called on you. Fucking
yeah.
I'm gonna say $50.
Kendrick, any ideas?
I don't know. I'm gonna go with 20, and I kind of want this because I want to grow rosemary and basil out of it in my front window, and the neighbors can see me just ripping that shit out occasionally. It'd be nice.
Yeah. Ooh, put it outside.
Ooh, there we go.
That's risky. That's risky.
Because what you're saving.
I hope you have ADT.
This is, dude. This is ADT. You're saving yourself so much money.
Nobody robs this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're saving so much money on like security cameras and no soliciting signs.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's somebody who just went to like a home and garden thing for Mother's Day to get a bunch of flowers for the girls and the heavies. Every planting, whatever thing, gardening thing is super fucking expensive. So if this is like really a plant person and they know that they're a plant person, they know that you're buying this because you want 2 pots with the soil and the plants and everything. I mean, this is like, I don't know. I'm going to say like $80.
That's a good guess. I see where your head's at.
Is it in my lap?
Do you have a plant coming out of it? Yeah.
Let's find out. Where is it? $75. All right.
Oh, ding, 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 ding.
There we go. I feel like when I properly analyze these, I usually get closer. So that's the thought process. All right.
It is all about who the seller is too. Like you almost have to assume the backstory.
Yeah, because it could just be some guy, right?
Right.
And then he's
like we had that one with the grill made out of a filing cabinet, and all of us unanimously were like, "This guy doesn't know what he has." Like, like he's selling it cheap. You know, like this is a gateway to grilling. You know. Yeah.
I wonder if that was his. I don't think we talked about this when we had that one on here. I wonder if that was his like roundabout way of like burning evidence from his like high-paying corporate job.
I bet it makes the potatoes taste that much better.
Oh yeah, all the
HR complaints,
embezzlement documents, dude.
Oh. Yeah, all the circumvention of the law, the insider trading.
Incredible. Yeah.
You've never tasted anything like it.
Really brings the Jew out of a chicken, you know what I'm saying?
You know? I didn't, but now I do. I get it. All right, you guys got the second one. It's just called parts.
Assemble your own psychopath. All right.
These are gateway parts, man. You go to this guy's house and he also has like a build your own squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Like, what fucking serial killer got a hold of Craigslist?
There's no way he just found these parts. Like he disassembled this
Nope,
wasp.
nope. Yeah, these. He had the
Piece by piece.
he found an X-Acto knife and a magnifying glass is what he did.
Yeah.
Cool. So nice to know that that's in the world. I'm gonna say he wants $10 for his time.
I think this guy puts a lot of time into this because he only does one part at a time, and then he has to wait for his cum to recharge.
Right. Is that a second head on the bottom left?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
Nah.
maybe that's like that must be the middle part before the thorax.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're
Abdomen.
right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. This is just one.
Thorax.
One wasps.
That's one
Wasps.
wasp.
I am deeply impressed that no part of this wasp is like squash, dude. Like, how did he
I know.
kill it, man? Were you talking like just fucking taking a needle and stabbing it right through the head?
You know, it's almost like he plucked it out of a spider web after it died, and then
you're ruining it. No.
you know
Yeah.
it is
See that?
perfect. Nothing's broken.
You could like like a fucking what are they called? A beekeeper. You can use smoke, calm them down, and then
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's a real thing. Smoke calms down bees and wasps.
yeah,
It's
have
like
it,
certain smoke. It like they kind of like suffocate a little, so they get drowsy and then slow down. And yeah,
they want some
no, I'm
pretzels.
not shitting you. I'm not shitting you. Get them high as fuck. Yeah.
all they want to do is watch Adventure Time. They're
Yeah,
real easy to kill.
yeah. And don't forget the snacks. If you forget the snacks,
Call the
Dude.
dragonflies, man. We need some more fucking Dorito moss. Oh, fuck.
Dude, it's so easy to kill 100 wasps if you just have a fresh batch of bagel bites.
yeah,
Gets them every time.
every single time.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm gonna give this guy the high. I'm gonna go $50. $10 a part. $50 or $10 a piece.
Ooh.
Like
Yeah, I kind of just want the head. I think it's cool.
it'd be a funny thing to get like mounted on like a little piece of like walnut or something, and you just like
Yeah.
hang it somewhere. You're like, this one, I had to really fight. Yeah, like,
Yeah, right? Like if you're a
Yeah.
legit hunter too, and you actually have like a moose and a
yeah,
bear.
yeah. You put it between the deer.
Little tiny wasp head.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. Yeah.
That would be cool. It's a little. What'd you say,
Damn, now I
walnuts?
know.
Like,
Now I
like a
know what to
shield.
get a buddy for his birthday. I know exactly what to get him now. That he would love it.
Dude, I kind of want that too. That's
Right?
sick.
Right? Yeah.
If you're making these, can you make them for all of us?
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
Oh, those would be cool. Those would be cool, like bachelor party presents, like groomsmen
Yeah,
presents. You know, I got you all wasp heads that I killed with my bare head.
These are wasp trophy heads. Yeah. Be careful, they're fragile.
All the like groomsmen's names, just like tiny engraved on the back. You know?
It's made out, their names are made out of the legs.
Oh yeah. Oh. Now you're thinking, man. All right, this guy deserves all of my money. But that being said, I do think he just does it for the love of the game. I think this is $2.50. The love of the game.
Motherfucker.
Love the game, dude.
Damn, dude. All right.
Yeah, Lamp runs away with this one.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'll take a victory lap. Let's see the third one just for funsies. It's always fun to watch you struggle.
All right, ready?
Four.
Bye.
Solid. For sale. Have to part with my sub. The Soviet Alpha class submarine was a great submarine. This one was built in 1978 and at the time was faster and could go deeper than anything the US had.
Me too.
Can reach 45 knots of speed, 2,400 feet of depth. I picked up this one from my uncle Rico in Vladivostok, and it is currently just off of Boynton Inlet. Just think just think of the fun you could have with your own submarine. And let's face it, a couple of trips to Colombia and back in, and it paid for itself. No lowballing. This is my rock bottom. No pun intended. Price. There are 6 old torpedoes on the forward, and then it just cuts off.
Dude, there's 6
There's
torpedoes.
torpedoes, dude. I'm definitely taking this bitch to Colombia and back.
Holy shit.
Damn.
I'm going to sink the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower with this baby.
Right.
Oh my god. That's the best part.
Fucking hell. I wonder if it's diesel. How does that bitch run?
Plutonium. It's a submarine.
Plutonium, duh. I know Superman.
I know submarines. I collapsed in one on the way to the Titanic. This is crazy, dude.
This feels like a ballpark range that I've never been expected to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do this for a car, but a submarine.
Yeah. I mean, this has to be $20 million, right? It has to be so expensive.
I bet you it's less than that. I bet you... I mean, look at the size of it. It's definitely not a nuclear sub, so it probably runs off a different fuel type, which means it's a much smaller crew. That looks like a maybe half a dozen man crew. Yeah, that's 4 or 5 person crew, something like that. I mean, there's probably not even sleeping quarters in it. You see that? Look at the size of that hatch. Grown man has to come out of that hatch.
That makes me think it's pretty big. I don't know.
I mean, just look at it in perspective. Like, you can realistically only fit 3 or 4 people comfortably, and there's nowhere to sleep. Because think about where the engine is, and
yeah, and the walls are pretty thick.
This is a smaller sub. I bet you what they want.
I don't know, dude.
I even feel like this is an overball, but I bet you they want $250,000 for it.
You think so?
I bet you I'm even over the price of what they want.
Really?
Well, it did say 6 torpedoes. You know what? I'm gonna go 450,000. But that's as high as I'm going.
I'm thinking in terms of like just military inflation alone. Like there's so much, and I know it's Soviet, right? But just so much money gets like wasted on inflating everything in the military. They're like, oh, we put one Tomahawk missile on an F-16, and that missile alone cost $1.7 million.
And we bought it at the wrong time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, whatever. Built in 1978, and it's Soviet. So, but I don't know, man. I'm saying at least $1 million. I think.
So I've got a slight inside track on this, right? You look at like buying a new private submarine, which I've looked into before. You're going anywhere from like $5 to $100 million to get a custom sub built. But those are brand new.
What did it say? 1978? 78.
1978. Yeah. So I mean, you've got the nostalgia factor, right? I think some Slavic countries would probably look at that and go, "Wow, man, my great grandfather used to serve in this tiny 6-man sub and stuff." Colombia too, right? This guy's saying that you can pay for it back in 2 trips, and that's why I'm trying to gauge like what the size of that is, because depending on how much cocaine you can fit into it, that'll give you an idea on how much this guy's asking for. I'm going to say that the war in Ukraine is not going good because they gotta drum up some serious money if they're letting go of this shit, right? 10 million. I'm gonna go with 10 million.
Damn.
Quite the range. Let's see, man. I'm very curious. It's 7 million.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Damn.
I know the Slavic people.
Yeah.
Like, can we back up to you looking into buying a submarine?
Yeah, that's a great place to start.
So submarines, like the cartels use them quite often now to like transport drugs and stuff. Not the successful cartels, but like other cartels that don't have like road inlets to go dig tunnels. Whatever. I read a lot of stuff, and I was looking into submarines, and I was like, I wonder how much it is to actually own a submarine. So I priced it out. I like to know stuff.
I like to know stuff. I mean, that's fair.
If you're not running the ROI on a potential drug smuggling ring, like I don't know, what do you fucking people do with your time?
I know. I'm looking up the kill rate of dragonflies, so your knowledge is a bit more useful, I guess. A little more practical. All right. I took 2 out of 3 home, so I will pick the order. Today we are doing the best time period to time travel to, right?
Yep,
Right.
that's what we're doing.
For
I
sure.
did make the assumption though that once you're there, you're stuck. It's the one you would go to live in. But
Okay.
if you
Yeah.
look at it differently, that's also fine. Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, no, I kind of made the assumption that I was going to be stuck there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's fine. Let's see. I think I gave you guys the option last time to see who wanted to go first. So I'll take the lead this time. I'm
Word.
really hoping, because mine is a fun one. I'm really hoping that you guys potentially picked the same one, but if not, that's fine too. What's also funny too, and I think we touched on this a little bit last time. We might have stopped the recording, but as white men, we kind of have the pick of the litter.
Yeah, we sure fucking do. We sure fucking do.
You know, we can go just about any time, just about any place, and I think the people there would be relatively kind to us. I think
We would be received.
Yeah.
Is what you mean to say.
I think we'd be all right for the most part. I did not pick this one, but I thought an easy choice would have been ancient Greece. Because you can just, dude, you can just lie around all day. You can spew pseudo intellectual bullshit, black out on wine at 9 a.m., be accidentally gay all day, and micro penises were celebrated.
Yeah.
Easy time to be a middle-aged white man. And middle age back then was like 25. So
Yeah.
Yeah. At your peak, dude.
Didn't pick that. Wanted to just mention that as an honorable mention, but no, my pick is the American 60s and 70s.
Nice. I bet
For
we all picked the same fucking thing.
yeah, it's
I bet
just. I mean, of all the good times to be a white man, this is like the best of the best. This is the cream of the crop. And I actually picked it for 2 vastly different circles, you know, 2 very, very different, you know, types of people, or where you could end up, or, you know, who you could end up as, or who you could end up associating with. The first of which being the sex, drug, and rock and roll generation. Woodstock, 1969. Before, dude,
Summer of love.
right? Before AIDS was invented to kill hippies. And you could just bang whoever you wanted, risk-free in a muddy field. Everyone around you talked like Cheech and Chong. There wasn't a bra in sight.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, they burned them all.
The only pickup line that you needed was like, I don't think Vietnam is that groovy, man. Nixon's not my president, dude. And you could you could clean up. High as balls, not a care in the world. Hair down to your ankles, man. It was such a great time to be alive. But then
good drugs. Good drugs back then too.
Oh, you know? My God, dude, the Quaaludes. Oh, the acid. Holy shit. Just going to, like, time period aside, I mean, just going to the original Woodstock in 1969 had to be, like, I would pick that time period just for that weekend.
The best. Yeah.
I can't imagine, dude. That had to be
I
so.
mean, you can't even make that shit up, you know? I mean, those were the best parties of all time. Of all time.
And somehow, like, I mean, I know there's still music festivals, but like somehow it's just like tainted now. It's just so much
Yeah.
worse, you know? And maybe that's the rise of like internet stardom, Instagram influencers, but like just watching like I don't know, thirst trap bitches walk around desperate for attention at Bonnaroo, like it's not the same.
Dude,
It's
and it's so corporatized now too, man.
yeah,
It's like you get fucking Kylie Jenner showing up to a
yeah,
VIP with a makeshift mansion built for her and her goddamn crew. It's like that's not back in '69 they were like I don't know making fucking flower bracelets and handing them out to people and people would cook and stuff. Like I watched a documentary not on the original Woodstock, but like the 2001 or
mhm,
99 Woodstock. And all the people that came, they were like, yeah, man, we just made food. We stood out there and gave water to people because, we're like human beings. And it was all love and stuff. And then the contrast is like how horrible the 99 Woodstock was. And they were charging like $20 back in 99 money for a bottle of water.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't even think about that, but that's true because that's like everything they like the original Woodstock stood against
Yeah.
is
Yeah. And then,
everything that music festivals just turned into because they're like
uh
like coming up next on the main stage like Pepsi presents
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever Kanye or
Sprite.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Ju-
when that whole Sprite pop show went down too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
yeah, don't forget to get your Monster Energy bracelet, you know.
Oh, I'm thinking the 90s.
Either.
That Sprite concert was the 90s because it had Limp Bizkit was at it.
Oh yeah, Fred Durst.
Yeah, yeah.
They're making a resurgence, man.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're all,
Yeah.
fucking 60 years old, but
Right.
they're
Gotta
playing
do it
arenas and shit
sometime.
still.
Yeah.
yeah.
What seeing him stumble around on stage and sing I did it all for the nookie. it's it is a sight to behold.
I did it all for the thing, I guess.
Can we slow the tempo down a bit?
Can we?
My breath.
Is it supposed to be this fast?
Yeah.
God, what were we thinking 40 years ago?
Right.
Let's switch up. We're doing the acoustic version. Slow it down.
Yeah. It's the guitar player, the bass player who like he dresses like he thinks he's in Slipknot. He always wears those like
Monkey?
crazy huh?
Yeah, the monkey,
Ma-
isn't that his name?
Is
With a
it?
mask, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
mask
it's
and like
Monkey.
hats and shoulder pads and stuff. As if that weren't enough, you flip over to the other side of the political spectrum there, and the 1960s and 70s, white men still lived like kings, and Don Draper was our god.
Right, right.
You go corporate instead of hippie. Like you could land a high paying copywriter job, and the only interview line that you needed was like, "I just don't think Vietnam is that groovy, man." And they're like, "Put
You're
this
in.
guy,
You're in.
this guy on the Juicy Fruit campaign. Like we gotta sell gum to the Bohemians."
Right, right.
Your only concern, really, like if you go that style and that's who you end up running with, your only concern is whether or not that dumb broad at the office stocked your favorite whiskey.
You got my cigarettes. Yeah. Because that was before smoking killed you. You know?
Oh, it wasn't allowed to kill you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It only killed poors in the inner city.
That's right. That's right. And yeah, fuck them. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't deal with the riffraff up here, John. Yeah.
We're on the 57th floor, John.
Yeah. Yeah. You see this view? Yeah.
The cigarette smoke doesn't reach.
Yeah, I can't see it through all the cigarette smoke. Yeah.
There's a guy with no harness on the outside of the window. Just like
the windows are just grimy on the inside all the way through the building. Yeah. Excellent.
One of the best parts about having that job too, you could leave your annoying wife in the suburbs with an elderly black woman to help raise your rugrats.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. All I had to
you
do
just
was come in her, you know?
that's it. You
She
just you
takes
just
care of the rest. It's
dude, you
great.
just dump a load in her on the weekends,
Yeah.
and
Boom.
then you get
Done.
yourself
It's
a nice
accomplished. Yeah.
high rise apartment in the city. And you go, listen, Dollface, I can't provide for you in the Rugrats if I'm always on public transportation.
That's right. Gotta have
Then
a car. Yeah.
if you so you just stay at your apartment in the city, you start just banging some little 19-year-old dime piece, the receptionist at the office,
Mm.
some street floozy, it
As
doesn't
you
really matter.
do. Yeah.
As you do. And if your wife catches wise and starts bitching about it, then you have one of your doctor friends diagnose her with ghosts.
And then they'll give her cocaine. Yeah.
Give her
Frontal
cocaine.
lobotomy.
Yeah.
Cocaine and
She has
lobotomy.
ghosts in her blood. What else do
Problem
you
solved.
do?
and
You
and
don't want ghosts in the blood.
even after that, if she starts making too much of a fuss, you just run her over with a solid steel Cadillac.
Right. Right. And then take the insurance. Yeah.
The car was built
Even
for
the
white
insurance
men's
adjuster is
safety.
like, it happens. Yeah.
The car was built for the driver's safety, and women weren't allowed to drive. So you just buckle in, put her in the passenger seat, and then you hit a tree. She'll go flying.
Oh, you had a woman in the car? Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Yeah.
They're not meant to last very long. That was a temporary model.
Yeah. So these ratings were based off of men only in the car. Yeah.
Women are too emotional to survive car
Yeah.
crashes.
You know how they swerve around. You know them. Yeah. Just give them their cocaine and put them to bed.
They'll settle down. It'll lessen the impact when they hit that oak tree in your front yard.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
So really, I think again for us, I don't think there's any wrong answers, but 60s and 70s. It's my pick.
I appreciate that. Especially women, dude. Like throughout all of that, she would just blame herself and accept responsibility as a good woman should. You know, shouldn't have been in the car. Shouldn't have been driving. You know, shouldn't have got pregnant. Like
shouldn't have left the house.
On her.
What are you doing leaving the kitchen? Yeah.
Know your place. And really,
dude.
stop your bitching. It can't be that hard. You do have like a live-in servant. She's cooking. She's cleaning. She works from 5 a.m. till 9 p.m. and only sees her babies when they're sleeping. So you shut up about your problems.
Just pop another Quaalude and chill out, Toots.
And take a load off. Yeah.
Zone out. Put your feet
Tune in and drop out.
Put your feet in that hot water bath and shut up.
Oh, fuck, I love it.
JD, take it away.
All right. You're never going to believe what I picked. You're never going to fucking buy this one. Okay, boys? Fucking, you gotta go back to 1970. You have to. It's the best time to be white, male, our age, like, I mean,
this sounds familiar.
Especially me as a single guy, right? Fucking go back to the 70s as a guy who like knows a little bit of something, but nobody knows quite what, right? But like he always happens to be accidentally right about things because he like for instance, medicine, at the time they're like, oh, just here's some fucking, more drugs. And like, no, you just needed to stay away from people for a week. You have pink eye. You know what I mean? Like just put some Vaseline on it and you'll be okay. But
have
like,
you tried heroin?
Yeah, right. But like you would be that guy going back to that time, right? You would have all this like intrinsic knowledge that you shouldn't have. Like you would know that like Woodstock's going to be lit, so you go. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's why Woodstock's so fucking busy. Is there's so many time travelers there? You know what I'm saying? Like who knows? But at the same time, here's why I love the 70s. You had the boom of entertainment history, right? Let me just start with movies, okay? Horror movies. You got The Exorcist, Dawn of the Dead, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The First Alien, and then The Breakfast Club, right? That's more into drama. You got Jaws. Jaws came out in the 70s. You got Monty Python, you got Blazing Saddles, and The Jerk with what's his name? Steve Martin, I think. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Jerk is fucking funny as shit. If you haven't seen that movie, watch that movie. It's funny.
I didn't even think about getting jerked off in a drive-in movie theater. That's
Right? Right? Dude, and that was back in the day when it mattered if you had a fucking convertible or not, right? Baby, check out the stars. And then I just need you to just look at one thing a lot.
and then stop looking at the stars.
Really take a look. Yeah. Yeah. But no, dude.
All right, babe, lights out. It's time. Yep,
Right? So, and like, that's another great point, though. Back then, dating was fucking awesome. Like, it mattered who you were around. It mattered what school you went to. It mattered, like who you were around is who you were going to end up most likely dating, right? Unless you, like, got lucky and got to go and do something in another town nearby, right? And then that's how you would meet some other gal from some other town. But, like, back then, it was all about meeting in person, right? None of this fucking FaceTime bullshit. I'm with the boomers on this one. Don't make me QR code my fucking menu at the restaurant, and don't FaceTime me ever. I will never answer. Ever.
Send me a telegram.
Seriously. Send me Morse code. I'll learn Morse code. Like, I do not want you to fucking show up on my fucking nightmare square and harass me. I don't want it. Yeah.
And
challenge fucking accepted. I'm FaceTiming you every day for the next 2 weeks.
I made sure I own a phone that can't do it. So yeah.
It was cool because like girls didn't have free will yet. So
See, but here's the
made
cool
that
part
a bit
about the
easier, too.
70s. Here's the coolest part about the 70s is this was the first time women were allowed to be horny and allowed to like express themselves in that way. You had like things going on like concerts with like the Beatles and shit where like women were fainting. They were so fucking flustered. You know what I mean? Like that didn't happen before. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
they had to suppress it.
they had to
push it
suppress
way
it, keep
down.
that all down. Then that's why they had corsets on. You had to really tie that woman in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But like,
seal her shut.
yeah. But they got rid of the corsets. They let them free, and then they started burning their bras, and all hell broke loose. All of a sudden there were demons running around. Have you ever heard of Dungeons and Dragons? That was the great scare of the demonic Dungeons and Dragons game. I mean, the 70s were where it was at, man. Video games were invented. Like, you cannot beat the 70s. If there was a time to go back to with all the knowledge you had now, but you got to be the age you are now, fuck, man. I mean, even just the music. Look, like you got Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, Barracuda by Heart. You got Hotel California and Bohemian Rhapsody. Like we're talking 75, 76, and 77. Like those were the fucking hits, man. Bohemian Rhapsody to this day slaps. It comes on in public and people can't help but sing it. They're like, I've been in public and people start singing it. It's so fucking goofy.
For sure.
I also down here I have
entertainment.
Yeah. I also down here have the word Quaalude circled.
Yeah. That's your shopping list. Remember
that was the drug to fucking do. It was so fun. But obviously super damaging to a lot of people's lives. But,
Was it though?
Like those girls that Cosby, spent time with, they look all right. Janice, whatever. Yeah. She was on that show for a while, right?
On that show, yeah.
They seem fine.
Maybe.
That was more. Don't blame the Quaaludes. That's a Cosby thing. He would have.
All I'm saying is like the most fun part about them is they had a shelf life, but if you let them go past their shelf life, they would almost like triple in potency. So people that take them later, like after they found them, after a decade or whatever, they make them strip balls, like
Ah.
more than their intended effect.
But one of my biggest like regrets that I have no control over is that I never got to try Quaaludes, and now they just don't exist anymore. They were so good that the world did all of them.
Yeah, collectively they did them all. Yeah,
That's bullshit.
such bullshit.
The patent has to be expiring. Somebody, somewhere, some chemist has got to be making Quaaludes. Come
The
on, man,
patent.
bring them
I
back.
bet you, right? But you got to be up in
That's
like
what's stopping it.
you got to be like a Federal Reserve employee,
Dude, that's a good point. If
Also,
you,
that was something I wanted to say. Get in on the ground floor of the Federal Reserve. That's what I would do for work. I would go work for the government and tell them, "Hey, I'm from the future. I can help a lot, even though I cannot."
you guys know lizards? Yeah, but what if they were people?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we went to the moon.
This guy's onto something.
Right. Moon was the 70s, wasn't it? The moon landing, 79,
Something like that.
69. Yeah,
69. Oh, that was the
69.
Wow.
Everything. Yes, the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have narrowed in on it in a better way than I did then, because I went for the decade of the 70s. But you're right, that crossover from like 65 to 75, that was the
Yeah.
yeah.
I was just thinking of my first research point was like, when was Mad Men? They were like,
yeah,
it's like
There you go.
1965 or something like
yeah.
that.
When was it the best to bang your
Your secretary, your side piece in the city, and then Woodstock was 69. So I mean, yeah. Dude,
I thought about doing like old England back when like the Discovery era was happening. Like where they were sending ships out to claim territory and shit, because like that was the time where like if you happened to get under the good graces of a king or a queen, you could get knighted, and then you could get land, and you could get like a parcel of land and have like generational
Slaves.
wealth for your family. Slaves too. It comes later. Slaves are
Slaves.
free at that time, But
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Serfs and such.
I thought about doing that, but I was like, no, like women weren't allowed to be promiscuous. You know what I mean? So like that defeats the whole fun of it. Like sure you get one or two wenches, but now you have what, syphilis, and you have to still go try to get another girl pregnant to like make a son to inherit everything. Fuck that. That sounds like a lot of goddamn work and pressure. Like no. I just want to bang the girls that like the loud music. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine just trying to survive in the 1300s?
No,
No fucking way.
I can't. Yeah. You have a minor headache, and they're like, "Ah, shit, we got to put leeches on your dick."
Yeah.
No, not again,
Dude, you fall down. You scrape your leg on the stool, and they have to amputate because there's no antibiotics.
Gone forever.
All they have, yeah.
Yeah, break your leg, you're fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
There goes your day job and your farm. Yeah.
There's no way, dude. No
I know.
fucking way.
I don't know how people did it. I don't know how they did it.
It's always, I mean, you look at like
It's almost
Camelot and stuff like that.
It's
always like romanticized that era in medieval times. Oh man, jousting and the court of and having a jester and whatever. But like, dude, just being a person back then had to suck balls.
The worst balls too.
Yeah, they're all inflamed. And they have ticks and like and bubonic boils.
I'm telling you what, man. I'm telling you. So fun. No, that's it for the 70s, I think. I mean, there's so much to say, but like mostly the onslaught of video games and women were allowed to be promiscuous. That is I'll die on that hill.
Aside from just like diagnosing them with ghosts, they did also like prescribe them. You're right, like doctors in the 70s like prescribed women like go try to have an orgasm.
Right.
You'll feel better.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll shut the fuck up for 3 days.
Maybe this will take an hour. Fuck, I don't know. I've never had it happen. Yeah. So fucking funny.
I can't, dude. But being a doctor had to be the easiest job. You're like, I don't know.
You know what? Jerk off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys know
Have
what
you tried
dropsy is?
coming? Yeah.
Do you guys know what dropsy is? That's like my favorite made up like 50s, 60s, 70s. I think it was somewhere around there. My favorite made up disease where it was like medicine started advancing, so people started getting older than they had previously, and it was like pretty common for people to like live into their 60s and 70s and 80s, like years old. And then they started obviously getting more feeble, and then they would like start developing like dementia, which never happened before because the life expectancy was like 40 years old. Rickets, just crazy things that would just that normal old people have. And then they would just start dropping things because they had like these weak hands and weak muscles, and they had
I
whatever.
have heard of this.
And so as soon as that happened, I mean, you essentially just like put your grandma in a home. If she dropped a single salad bowl past the age of 55, a doctor would go,
like,
she's got dropsy.
Time to move out, roommate.
She's a danger to herself.
Yeah,
see you, bitch.
She's not long for this world. Sorry, guys. Say your final goodbyes. And she might live 20 more years in a home, but you can't have her like dropping hard and or sharp objects around the babies.
Those are our things. Yeah.
Send her away.
I'm the only one allowed to drop my things.
Yeah. Get her out of here.
Right.
Nope, sorry, Grandma. You dropped one bowl of Caesar salad, and you can get the fuck out of the house now.
Right. Yeah. The moral of that story, though, was like you're right. It was the first time people were like that old. So realistically, what was happening is they were getting really bad arthritis and rickets and like things like that. They call it the dropsies because it never happened before. They never seen it. But like some person's older than they fucking should be. And all of a sudden they drop something because they're shaking all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, up until that point, up until that certain threshold of advancement in medicine, people just had like perfect hand-eye coordination in their 40s and 50s. And then imagine people start living into their 60s. The first person to drop something in public, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?
What the
you shitting me? Yeah. You know how much that cost? Yeah.
It's a nice fucking restaurant.
Yeah.
You pick that up, you dumb broad.
That's fucking awesome. No, so that was it for the 70s. That was it.
All right, sick, dude.
Beautiful, guys. I'm glad that you guys fucking picked the 60s and the 70s, man. They were magical fucking times. You had ungodly technological fucking advancements thanks to the Cold War with the fucking Soviets, man. Made it to the moon. The economy was, and still remains to this day, the single point in time where you could work like a medium wage job and still grow your fucking wealth, dude. Interest rates in the beginning were super fucking low. Housing prices were a fucking tenth of what they are today. You didn't need to worry about anything. You work in Detroit for Ford Motors, and you were living the best life of anyone in the country. It was magical, man. I get it. And then it got a little too progressive, and we had to get Nixon in there to go gum some shit up, right? Reagan came in, gummed it up even fucking more, let's roll back education. They're getting a little too smart and thinking for themselves. We got to bring the country together instead of letting the race riots tear it apart. Yeah, exactly.
Give them crack.
No, I totally agree, but I went the opposite fucking direction of this. I'm not looking to the near past. I am looking to the near future, man. And I'm thinking the best fucking time that you can fucking go to is going to be Mars in fucking 2150. It's 120 fucking years from now, dude. All right, imagine it. You're on the fucking red planet. It is steampunk as fuck because there's not a single living thing on that planet, right? We've taken Earth and we've outsourced our manufacturing to the poor Martians, which are, today's equivalent of the Mexicans, right? We're going to have them build our shit, ship it back to us, and
it's dusty. They're used to it.
Yeah. See, they already fucking know. You're already in an enclosed space. Just get back to doing the fucking job.
The capital of Mars is Juarez.
Just straight industrialized, smoky, shitty cities. People start doing cybernetics all over themselves, right?
Yeah.
So their lungs are fucking decapitated. They gotta use
For
Walmart
cyber
bags
city.
to fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine they can change cup size. Like, that'd be cool.
See,
That'd be fucking cool. I'm into it.
The entire planet is owned by corporate overlords, right? You've got Billy Gates, you've got Elon Musk, you've got fucking President Jeff Bezos, who have all figured out the secret to immortality, but it's like, $10 trillion a piece. They're not sharing it with you and the rest of your fucking plebs, right? You go there as an opportunity to go build your life and make some money, right? You're going to start this brand new adventure that the rich people have sold you. You ship your way all the way, take a 6-month journey to get to Mars. You get there. It's the worst fucking place in the entire fucking, worse than any nightmare you've ever had. All it is red dust and fucking machinery. You can't hear yourself fucking think anymore. They've got a bunch of clones of people that are just like fucking nothing on the inside. These are your coworkers that you have to relate to and like manage, right? Eventually one day somebody brings a picture of a plant, and that's the seed of the revolution. You get to be on the forefront of the Martian revolution for independence, right? Tell those Earth fuckers to get out of here, and you're keeping the means of production, right? Just fucking just rip it all up. You got Billy Gates' head on a stake outside of Juarez. It'd be beautiful, man. I'm excited for it. I really am.
Because before that, you were doomed to a life of indentured servitude. Like
exactly, yeah.
They've pitched that. Musk has pitched that. He's like, we'll give you a free trip to Mars, but you and the next 5 generations of your family have to work for me. Terraform this bitch.
But think of the harems. You know what I mean?
Musk's harem?
No, I'm thinking. Think of the harems you could have on Mars. You get lucky and you happen to just be the only fertile male. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man,
Think
if
of
you
it
got
cool.
you got some imagine, yeah. It's like, I mean, they predict it's like a 9-month journey, right? What if for whatever reason every other man on your vessel dies and you have to and you're in charge of repopulating? Oh,
only one
all
with
their
the
wives. I mean, those poor gals, they're not pregnant.
They yearn to be pregnant.
And there is no other way that I know of to put it in there. Huh.
No, that's the only way.
I guess I have to do it out of charity.
No, yeah, because we have to prioritize the things that we take to Mars, right? You have to bring up like industrial things.
We didn't bring the sperm inserters. We didn't bring them.
Yeah. We loaded that transport vessel to capacity. Okay, no room for turkey basters.
There's no other option. You're either gonna have to suck it out or something.
The best I'll give you is I can finish in my hand and throw it at you like Spider-Man.
But that's my best option. Yeah.
Yeah. You think like an in vitro fertilization doctor is high on the priority list? I don't think so. We're going all natural, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that is fucking funny.
And so in this scenario, are we then how much in your hypothetical scenario, Kendrick, how many years of slavery do we have to put in before we get to kill Bill Gates?
I think we're pretty indoctrinated at this point with individual rights. I think if anybody's going to do it, the West is going to do it, right? It's going to be us. It's going to be Europe. China will be like a distant third or whatever. I think it's going to take like a generation or two, right? I think it's going to, we're going to do the same thing that we did with colonialism, and people will get there and like, oh yeah, well, we're out here doing the stuff and trade and settling a new planet. But I think it's going to burn out really quick,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I think that
I'll slave around for this. Yeah. Yes, massa, I'll do it.
The gravity is lower. It can't be that hard. It's
yeah.
swinging a pickaxe
You're not
around like it's
sweating that
nothing.
hard.
Yeah, rocks are probably softer, right?
Yeah, you can jump higher. You get
Yeah.
taller because like your back stretches out. Dude, you'd end up. We've talked about this. You've watched The Expanse, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I love it so much.
That's
Like
so
the or the people who live on like the asteroid belt who are all 9 feet tall.
they're all fucking gangly.
Yeah.
Love it, dude. Yeah, it's such a good show, man. So sad that they canceled it. But yeah, man, no, I think that's a real possibility. I think we'll bring people over there, sell them on a dream. It's going to be a terrible, terrible dream, and eventually they're going to wake up and be like, "Nah, fuck you, we own this." Then we'll have new Mars Alliance or fucking whatever.
I like the
It'll be cool.
parallels with colonialism because yeah, like you went over there at first and you're like, okay, we're we're doing everything for England, we're doing everything for the Queensland or whatever, like shipping all supplies and everything back there, and eventually they just said, "Nah, fuck this, we're our own country,"
It's
The-
ours now.
the revolution. So
Oh, dude, hopefully
yeah,
it plays out the same way too, and we get to go to war with the UK over it, right?
yeah,
Third American Revolution. Be cool.
the 3P. They don't want this smoke.
Yeah, come on, Germany. We'll take you down a third time.
We fucking would too. I just got back from Germany. Those pussies ain't got nothing on us.
That's what I'm saying, man. They lost their touch,
Yeah.
They don't hate anybody enough anymore. Yeah.
Then in their cobblestone streets, every single German smokes 7 packs a day.
I know.
We'll beat them in endurance alone.
Yeah, it's constant.
They rag on Americans for being fat, dude, but like they are by far significantly less healthy than we are.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, isn't that how it goes though? The pot calls the kettle black or something like that, or
Something like that. And then the pot makes the kettle till corn on Mars.
that's right. That's right. Because the kettle's fucking around smoking too much in public, you know what I mean?
Dude.
Ridiculous.
I don't think it's ever going to be like an agricultural thing. No, I really think it is. We're just going to ship industrialization over there. It's going to be new China, new Indonesia, because it's like it doesn't have an atmosphere. You don't have enough water on there to really do anything agriculturally. I maybe eventually at some point we'll turn it into an agricultural planet, but I think in the first like 150 years, just manufacturing. We're just strip mining, pulling ore out, making shit, and sending it back. And then, we get food in exchange for that so that we don't die. So it's going to be my people. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I have to imagine the quality of life up there is not going to be very good for a while.
Oh, it's terrible, man. I was reading about, because Elon Musk is always coming out like, we're going to colonize Mars and stuff. And then you get all these scientists that come out and like explain just how deadly it is to be on Mars. Literally every fucking thing on that planet will be trying to kill you. The like Earth that's on, well, I guess not Earth, the Mars that's on Mars.
Yeah. The dust
is so heavily irradiated from not having that, like even just standing on the ground, like you get cancer everywhere and die.
And that's if you accidentally get some of the dust in your lungs too, it's razor sharp. It'll destroy your lungs. Like
Jesus Christ.
I mean, that entire planet is built to kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, have you heard that crazy theory about how we came from Mars?
Which one?
There's this whole theory about how Adam and Eve were actually the only two people to make it here from Mars, and they started the whole human race with just them, and like call it some DNA, scientific shit. So the whole theory is that we actually have been as technologically advanced as we are now, if not more, before. But we lost it over time due to like wars and different things breaking out, and like pandemics, call it asteroids. Like it's an interesting theory, but there's a lot of like interesting iconography and like Egyptian artwork as well as I think some Mayan artwork too of people in a spaceship coming to the planet and that like indicating like the start of life and whatever. So like
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I didn't know it was necessarily from Mars, but I love that ancient alien stuff
Yeah,
where
yeah,
we just got like planted here essentially as like an experiment.
yeah,
It,
yeah,
I do love the theory that we're being like constantly monitored just to see how we
yeah.
do. We're just an
Interesting too.
experiment, and they're not doing too hot,
Right,
so
right.
they just glass us and start again.
Yeah. I've always liked that term from Halo, glassing a planet.
Blast.
Yeah, yeah. Just burn everything so hot that it just becomes glass.
It
Yeah,
melts it. Yeah, yeah. Anyways,
and
that's a great,
also,
that's a great one. I did not think to go forward in time. I did not think about that at all.
I thought about it briefly, but then I thought about that Futurama episode where they go too far forward, and then like it's everything sucks every time they go forward again. Like giraffes rule the planet, or it's like an apocalyptic wasteland, or like everything is 2 dimensional. It's just it's too unpredictable. I think like we know what happened in the past for the most part, at least in like documented history. I think it'd be too difficult because you want to go forward in time and think that technology will be better and we're going to have all this like maybe you can live longer because of all the advancements in technology and medicine and stuff, but also I don't know, there could be a revolution in like 50 years and you go 60 years into the future and then everything's on fire. So
Yeah.
Yeah, could
I
happen.
don't know.
Could happen.
Also, another bullshit thing about Mars is it's red but it's cold. Explain that.
Doesn't
Yeah,
work out.
yeah. What's with that?
It's
That doesn't make
NASA
any
lying
sense.
to us. No, Mars is the perfect temperature all the time, and they're just telling us that to keep us from going,
That's
man.
right.
They're
They're
trying
trying
to
to keep
trying to
us
pump the
from
brakes.
our red planet. Yeah.
They're trying to suppress us, keep us
Actually, I
down.
do know why
Yeah.
that is, though. It's because it's an incredibly iron-rich planet, and
Yeah,
so
it's
the
oxidized.
iron is what makes it red. It happens here too with the red rocks. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's what we're gonna use for manufacturing. Gonna make all your TVs and shit. I don't know.
That's
Whatever.
right. That's right. Out of red rocks.
Yeah. With the iron, you smelt it down into steel, right? So there's going to be another like steel revolution, essentially. We're trying to move so far away from that. I thought, you know,
Away from steel. Well, yeah, I don't know about that. I was thinking more so you can exploit Mars without having any negative repercussions to like already established ecosystems, right? Like that's what stops us from doing a lot of the things that we could do, especially here. Is that whatever we're killing the whales or those polar bears are like starving on stuff or whatever. But if you go to Mars, you get down there, you start strip mining, you can melt things down, you get some more material science breakthroughs. Like, you can start making some real shit out of there. Iron would be a huge one. I don't know if we're ever gonna get away from steel.
I
I think
mean,
steel is pretty.
yeah,
It's like
it's the probably the most stable and most structurally sound, like, I guess, like commercial material that we can still use. But as far as
yeah,
like taking that, usefulness and that practicality out of it, like there's so much more of a shift towards like, I don't know, I guess like aluminum or like carbon fiber, things like that. And
yeah,
part of the argument there, you're probably right, is that like, we've run all these like iron mines dry, I assume, without having to like invade further into natural or protected environments.
yeah,
And when was the Industrial Revolution? Like the 1800s, 200 years ago, something like that.
yeah.
So
1700s, 1800s was when it was kicking off.
so with no foresight whatsoever, let's just go to Mars rip all the steel out of that planet. We'll be good for what, 200 years, 250
At
years? There's
least,
nothing
at
could possibly go wrong,
least.
man.
Yeah.
That's so much time. I'll be so dead by then.
I don't see a downside to this at
Not at
all.
all. Yeah. What could go wrong?
Yeah. You got anything else for him?
Nope. That was it. That was my story.
I wonder how good alien pussy is. You know?
Dude,
You
what do you think
hope
it
it's
tastes
got
like?
a grippy, you know what I mean? Like,
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm not
like
trying to get my dick ripped off, man. Not by Swayzar.
I'd try it. I'd try it.
like tentacles.
I guess what I was thinking is like, hopefully they have an extra muscle than our women do, and they can like make their pussy grippier. Is where I was going with that.
The crazy thing, have you guys seen this theory? Is that like we have such like an Earth centric viewpoint that all of our like satellites, all of our probes for extraterrestrial life, Goldilocks planets, things like that, they're all based around like where and how carbon life could exist and
Yeah,
thrive. But
yeah.
like that might not be the building blocks for life in another part of the
It could
galaxy or another part of the
realistically be
universe.
any other element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there could be, argon based planets or, things like that,
Yeah.
where things aren't actually made out of carbon, but they are still technically living beings. And we just don't, we may have seen that too. I don't know if I said it on here. I talked about this to somebody recently. There was another theory that I saw that said, like, I think the entire theory is ants don't have any concept of Florida. I think that was some dissertation paper that somebody wrote. An ant doesn't know what Florida is, let alone the United States, North America, the world. They know their tiny little box. And it's the same theory as like they always talk about how the Native Americans, like when they first started seeing like colonialists land on their beaches, they didn't understand how the fuck they made it over this like endlessly expansive ocean. They were like, hey, first of all, how are there so many of you? And how did you survive on this like, body of water that never ends on just a canoe?
Right.
And it took like the colonialists, whoever, pointing out to the horizon, being like, "No, we sailed over on that giant ship that holds 500 people," or for like the Native Americans to even be able to like fathom that that was a possibility. So, again, that theory is that we're just like we might be looking in the right places, we just don't know how to look.
We don't have the right look. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that comes with our own bias, right? Like, carbon's the only way that we've ever seen life develop, could potentially develop another way, right? Like, but we don't have any standing theories to go prove that because we have no basis to fucking take a look at it. And then you look at like the Fermi paradox, right? Fucking, I forget what his actual fucking name is, but Fermi back in the early 50s was like, as we're discovering how big the universe is, they're looking at all of these telescopes and they're like, okay, where are all the aliens, right? And that's where you get the great filter theory, the different rankings of civilizations. So I think we're like at class 0.5 civilization. And then you get to like 1 when you are able to harness the entire energy of your sun through like a Dyson sphere, right? So a giant machine that just fucking sucks your sun dry, right? And then level 2 or level 3 is like galactic civilizations where you harness all of the energy of all of the suns, and we don't see any of that. But again, dude, that's like bias. That's like what we as a species want to go out and do, and it doesn't necessarily apply to whatever else is out there that's unknown.
My favorite theory in the Fermi paradox is, right, is I think we're the first. I mean, regardless of like visitations or whatever that like people say they have, I think it's possible that we're actually the first to do it. I think that this is actually a much harder leap than people realize to gain sentience and become this like free thinking species that makes a civilization. I think it's much more difficult than people think because we've done it, right? So it seems easy.
Yeah.
But
right.
I think it's a much larger hurdle. I bet you there's life elsewhere that's like you're saying, like bugs or like it could be a different based thing, or like, yeah. But I think that the hurdle from, like, look, no other creature on our planet's done it, right? There isn't another sentient species that we're aware of that has their own little civilization. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
maybe it is that rare. I mean, cows didn't do it, so I don't know. Maybe it's tough.
Yeah.
That is fucking true, man. And it's like, I don't know. My problem with that argument is we still don't even have a basis for what consciousness is.
Yeah.
No one, not a single fucking person can explain what the fuck it is. Like, there's nothing that actually separates it, right? Like, humans, we got some, like cooperation shit going on. We've got communication. We've got, psychotic ideas that we bring into reality. Like, but none of those things actually quantifies what fucking consciousness is. So it's like, I don't know, until we find another one that's ready to come here and fucking wipe us out like the ants that we are, I don't think we're gonna know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. We at this point don't even have a justification for sleep. Scientists'
They
qualification
don't know
for
why,
sleep
but
is
they
that,
know
like,
we need it.
you have to.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't understand why. And same with consciousness too. That, like, we don't understand what it is, and we don't understand why.
Yeah.
And that brings about, like, the different religious theories and all of that. But I mean, it is entirely possible that this isn't even consciousness. So talking about, like, the fact that quote unquote aliens or some other living species could exist that was just based on another element. First of all, that's also just our understanding of what elements are. Like, elements could be
We don't even have
completely
the full
different somewhere
table,
else.
and they know that. They know that we don't have the full table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then if they develop differently and are not carbon based, they're something else based, well, then maybe their consciousness develops differently too. Like, what?
Yep.
Who's to say that who's to say that we haven't seen, like, what we would normally classify as, like, alien or sentient or intelligent life, but we think we're just looking at rocks, but for whatever reason they are iron-based life forms, and they have their own consciousness. Maybe what we saw as a planet 3 million light years away, maybe that was a guy. And, like, he's just a big ass sphere, and that's like, there's the society that they have floating through what we consider space, but they're just big ass rock people.
Yeah.
Could be.
Makes sense.
You want to know something crazy about identifying life, though? So the standards that I think it's NASA, and it might be whatever the International Astronomy Association is, but, like, as an astronomer, you're bound to document, like, what you see, right? So, and you'll see news articles like, "Oh, we found fucking phosphine in whatever planet," from the Hubble Space Telescope, but they cannot come out and confirm that life is on a planet until they get, like, I think it's like 10 different signals of something. So they will not make an announcement that life is officially there until we get to certain points. So ostensibly, we could have already found life, and it's sitting in some fucking data center, just chilling there, until we get enough data to go through, and then they'll come out and publish it.
Possible. Yeah.
That shit's wild too. The other one is, like, the other theory that I find fascinating is, like, say there is, however you want to qualify it, intelligent life somewhere out there, and say that they're, like, 65 million light years away, and for whatever reason they have, like, the advancements in technology. They have a telescope that is capable of actually, like, seeing and observing Earth because of how far away they are, and because of the way that, like, light travels. What they're actually observing would be, like, prehistoric. It would be 65 million years ago on Earth. And so it could be something similar where we're trying to not only find life, but I think once we breach that threshold, then we're going to try to find intelligent life. Maybe this society is also in the stage where they're trying to find intelligent life, but they're observing Earth and saying, there's just giant lizards there, essentially. Like, there's no point in us wasting all this, like, resources and technology trying to get to a planet when there's just giant, dinosaurs
Giant lizards, yeah.
Yeah.
Might turn it into a vacation spot when we get some more money.
Eventually. And then by the time they get here, then they run into, us. Wait a second.
Oh no, turn around. Fuck these people.
This is much worse.
Lock the doors. Don't fucking open it for anyone.
Yeah, don't let them in. Don't let them in.
Dad, I thought we were going to see the Brontosaurus, and all they have is diet caffeine-free cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.